Good evening. I'm Peggy Scott Laborde, and welcome to Steppin Out, spotlighting the New Orleans area's arts and entertainment scene. Seated at our table tonight, Nell Nolan, who covers the society scene for the New Orleans Advocate, and so much more. Good to see you.
Thank you, Peggy.
Hello. She's back. Poppy Tucker, host of the WWNO radio program, Louisiana Eats. We missed you.
Oh, I'm so happy to be back. It sure was fun.
Yes, yes. And returning to our table, Paul Sanchez, singer, guitarist, composer, here to discuss a very special concert to benefit the St. Jude Community Center. And among the benefit performers, the group Opera Creole, who will be performing with us a little bit later. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you so much.
And theater critic Alan Smason, editor of the Crescent City Jewish News. Good to see you all. But first up, Poppy.
Well, you know, there's that rumor that things in New Orleans slow down in the summer, and really not so much anymore. So much fun going on this whole coming up week, besides Tales of the Cocktail. You'll note them ready for Tales of the Cocktail, wearing Thomas Mann's little glow-in-the-dark martini with the matching earrings. Thank you, Mr. Mann. And we're going to start off tomorrow at the second annual Southern Sportsman's Festival and Expo, which takes place at the Ilario Event Center in West Wego. And this is a really great, fun, family-oriented event where there's hundreds of sportsman experts on hand for seminars and hands-on fun. There's even a cooking competition, and best of all, it all benefits Cafe Hope, which is such a great project. So have a good time, and your money's going to a good place. Tomorrow, Game Changer in New Orleans. Brady's Wine Warehouse is holding their grand opening. If you haven't had a sneak preview, get over there tomorrow. It's fabulous. It's huge. It's on Aretha Castle Haley Boulevard on the downtown side of the I-10 overpass.
So it's near Poitras?
Yeah, it's like right there downtown, convenient for everybody who works in the CBD. And aside from having fabulous wines at great prices, they even have an incredible liquor selection. There's everything that you need for your home bar. And so tomorrow at 6 o'clock, there's a grand bottle popping ceremony going on, and I'll see everybody there, because that's why I wouldn't miss that for the world. And Monday night, Aranya Taqueria and Cantina, which is on Magazine Street, is having their first ever Tequila Society dinner. It's at 7 o'clock. It's a 5-course dinner paired with special tequilas. It's only $65, and it's a perfect opportunity to join their Tequila Society, because you become a member, and once you taste every tequila at the bar at Aranya, you get a free bottle of tequila. So if you're a tequila lover, go. And the menu is fabulous for Monday night. Avocado chilled tomatillo soup, habanero glazed beef cheek tacos, octopus aguachile, lamb loin chops with red mole, and for dessert, sweet corn ice cream with chocolate churros. Yum! And more happenings in the summertime in New Orleans. Commander's Palace is getting into the spirit of summer with something brand new they've never done before, a white tablecloth barbecue. This is going on through July 31st. It's 5 courses for $65 every night, and you can add beer pairings for just an additional $20 and wine pairings for $43. So that's some way to have a summer barbecue party, I'd say. Commander's Palace. And, of course, Emerald is participating in the fun, too. All of his restaurants are holding a taste of summer, 4 courses for $45 through August the 31st. So that includes his flagship restaurant in the CBD, Nola in the Quarter, and of course Emerald's Delmonico on St. Charles Avenue. So lots of great eating bargains in New Orleans are just hot in the summertime.
And we haven't even started the culinary yet,
No.
That's haven't even started.
No,
that's a good deal.
That's coming up next.
And we're really glad you're back.
Oh, I'm happy. Thanks, Peg.
And over here to Miss Nell. And one of the things that many of us really take great relish in is opening up our New Orleans Advocate and looking at the Society Debs of the new year.
Thank you.
And this just premiered a few weeks back. Tell us about it. I'm sure there's a lot of effort that goes into that, isn't it? The section.
Yeah, thank you, Peggy. There really is. And I say it's a hat
really hats off to Annette Cisco, who is my section editor, and Victor Andrews, who basically put it together. And then I come in sort of at the end and proofread it and go over it and get acquainted. It's a very New Orleans type of tradition when we think about it. And what we did last year for the debutante section was, it was on Father's Day, and so we had young ladies with their dads. So we did one from original Illinois, and then also we did another young lady, and she was the granddaughter, because it was hard to decide on a father, but she was the granddaughter of former ambassador to Finland, Jack Weinman. And so what we did this year, we went to the Historic New Orleans collection, and the background for all of the Deb photos in the section came from the collection, and they're New Orleans scenes, so we were very proud of it.
Now, we have noted that it is online, so people can see it online if they didn't save their copy. And to be a Deb, what does it mean to be a Deb? What is the criteria?
Well, anyone
loosely
could be,
put.
anyone can be a debutante who's starting something. Okay, you can make your debut at Carnegie Hall and so forth. But of course, we're talking the confines, more or less, here of a society debutante. And so the young ladies who are making their debuts this year normally are presented at a cotillion. They might be in a they're in a carnival ball too, probably honored at a party. And basically we deal with 7 organizations that present young ladies. And of course we do have debutantes that are high school debutantes or sometimes church debutantes, whatever. But it is a time-honored situation here in New Orleans.
And my goodness, talk about contributing to the economy. The dressmakers, the hairstylists. Lots of people don't realize the cost.
The music makers.
And the music makers. and the parties.
And the venues and the flowers. And it does go on and on.
It really does help. And these parties are given throughout the next few months. And so it really contributes there too.
Right. The next 2 days, meaning Saturday and Sunday, are the last coverage that I have until basically around Thanksgiving. And then it's nonstop Thanksgiving activity through February the 9th, which is Carnival.
Early. Let's talk about, though, the next few days, because I know there's something très français you wanted to mention.
Well, something that is the Bastille Day Festival, and that is going to be tomorrow. And Mark Romig and I are going to be the master and the mistress of ceremonies. Last year we were the king and queen of Bastille Day, but we thought that wasn't quite correct because we know our history. Okay, so the 3 organizations that are putting this on tomorrow, and it will be at Spanish Plaza, are Alliance Française, the French-American Chamber of Commerce. It used to be of Louisiana, but now it's of the Gulf Coast because the chamber has really expanded, and also the Consulate General of New Orleans, the French Consulate General of New Orleans. And what it encompasses, it's amazing. There is food, there is music, there are decorations, and it goes from about 11 o'clock, that's when, well, even earlier than that, but I go on at about 11 o'clock until about 4. And it's free. It's free. And it's becoming one of the city's big festivals.
How fun. And so people can buy drinks and
they can
food
buy drinks
and stuff like that.
And get
music
their children's activities, get their faces painted and so forth. And I'm in the colors because similar to what we have in the United States, the colors are bleu, blanc, and rouge. So it's blue and white and red.
Very good. Thank you. And I know there's a mini version in your neighborhood, near in the woods on Esplanade. Faubourg St. John's doing their own thing, that organization right across from Kensico's, the Pocket Park, that precious little park. I think it's tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So
yes, it is.
Yeah, Vive la France, all over the place here.
Over. Okay. And may I add one tiny thing? And then the very next day, and this is open to the public as well, 12 o'clock, meaning on Sunday, at Holy Name of Jesus Church will be the traditional French Mass in the French language. And then and the Bastille Day Committee is putting that on. It was formerly at the Cathedral, St. Louis Cathedral, but it's moved uptown. And then there's a luncheon that follows at Commander's. So we just keep a good thing going.
Thank you so much, Nell. It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
And New Orleans Magazine's quiz queen, Julia Street, has a question for us. Last time, Harry Turbalon Jr., hello Harry, gave us the names of 2 New Orleans streets that were named after signers of the Declaration of Independence. Adams, Franklin, Jefferson, or Carrollton? Not Washington, since he was in New York preparing to fight the Brits. Now tonight's question. Name 2 restaurants owned by a member of the Brennan family that have the first name of the owner in the restaurant name. Email your answers to steppinout@wyes.org. Our prizes: a year's subscription to Louisiana Life magazine, a gift certificate for 2 courtesy of Vianne's Tea House in Old Mandeville, offering their culinary and gourmet tea experience. And tonight we have a T-shirt worn by Steppin Out associate producer Ashley Richard Morris with the message "I Wine" in honor of Bastille Day from our friends at wearablevegetables.com. And don't forget, we've got our online calendar to see our lineup of events. You can go to WYES.org, including Elizabeth Veglia's studio and gallery Midsummer Magic Show, which runs through tomorrow with pearl-inspired jewelry and mosaics. You can also link to our WYES YouTube channel to see our program on our homepage, just in case you miss it. But don't miss it. All right. And now, though, let's turn to Paul and some really exciting things happening to help St. Jude Community Center. And explain what that is first. You know, we know St. Jude. God bless them.
The Community Center, they're wonderful people. They feed the homeless of New Orleans. They average 1,500 meals a week served, 50,000 meals a year. And last year they started to go further. They began to offer daycare to women so that they could give them job training. And they began placing women in jobs that led to them having places to live again and being part of society again. It's just a really beautiful thing they're doing, and I'm proud to be helping them with music.
And you have been doing that for quite a few years now. On the July 17th, there's a patron party, but the 18th is the performance.
Yes,
now
Mahalia
tell us
Jackson.
Who's playing?
It's a wonderful lineup. It represents the diversity that is New Orleans community and music. It's Big Chief Donald Montana. I got the name wrong. No, that's
David
right.
Montana, huh?
David Montana, and up in the Washita Nation. The To Be Continued Brass Band, who I love those guys, and a young band called Sweet Crude, who play great rock rhythms and sing in Cajun French, which is a pretty amazing
And you're
thing.
playing?
I'm playing with my band and featuring Sonia Tetlow and Mary Lasang, who are both in Cowboy Mouth with me. Jamie Vessels, who's a wonderful young songwriter who got her master's degree in criminology and decided she'd rather write songs in New Orleans. and Lynn Drury, who's one of the best songwriters working anywhere.
John Boutte.
John Boutte is performing with his guitar player Todd Duke, and then they're also going to do a song with Opera Creole of New Orleans, which they backed him on his record on Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah.
Right.
It should be beautiful.
So, Paul, briefly, but what are you up to these days?
I am playing music as always out there. I just got back from touring the Midwest. I'm getting ready. Kim Kay and Michael Cerveris are co-directing a performance of 9 Lives on the 30th of August. And I am changing, cutting songs, making them a little shorter.
That's a work in progress. I know you've been.
It has been a work in progress. Now we're celebrating our 5th year as the city celebrates 10 years of recovery.
Of course, this is a tribute to Katrina in remembrance of.
Yes.
Yeah, so exciting. And I know you're a big Facebook guy, so you're on Facebook for more information. And
yes, absolutely. You can find me on Facebook playing games and gossiping and wishing
giving
well.
news. Okay. Well, now I'm glad to say it is time to hear from Opera Creole, led by Giovanna Joseph, featuring Aria Mason, Ebony Davis, and Ivan Griffin, accompanied by Dr. Michael Boucry. We will hear the gossip scene from the opera La Flamenca by Lucien Lambert, an 19th century Creole composer. Let's take a look.
Chagrin d'amour. Non. Bien vrai. Parole. C'est l'océan qui m'a mis le cœur à l'envers. Tous ces cris de sauvage. Et je peux. Et moi donc. Moi pas. Laborde, c'est pour faire plaisir à son nouvel amant. L'Américain, probablement, il n'est pas son amant. Creole, open cuore. Et la flamenca encore tout est mieux. Au lieu de rentrer chez elle est venue coucher en cette possara. Lui, Jackson est parti avec la Piquita. Jackson avec la Piquita. La voilà.
They make it look so easy. Whoa, fantastic. And just a reminder that the Sounds of St. Jude Patron Party July 17th and the concert July 18th. Go to soundsofneworleans.org for details. Now it's time for our weekly artist spotlight. Tonight we are actually featuring works by two different artists. The first is With a Twist by jewelry designer Lisa Vershbaugh. Originally from Washington, D.C., Vershbaugh was one of the founding members of the Society of North American Goldsmiths. The second design is Russian Filatini by Victoria Lansford, a post-conceptual artist, educator, and author for over 25 years. Lansford studied jewelry design and silversmithing at Georgia State University. These and more talented artist designs are included in the one-of-a-kind Martini glass exhibition, Martini Tales, at Thomas Mann Gallery on Magazine. The show opens with a reception next Wednesday to coincide with Tales of the Cocktail festivities. Artists include a one-of-a-kind tale, so a story, and a martini recipe with each design. There's another opening reception the following Saturday evening, too. Visit the gallery's website to learn more. And now to Alan.
And I'll drink to that.
Yes, yes, sir.
For those of you who know the story of The Princess and the Pea, you'll be familiar with the fable of the delicate princess who couldn't sleep a wink due to that tiny little pea that was set beneath 20 mattresses on which she slept. And just so you'll know, these were not king and queen size. They were precisely princess size, I appear to know that, because we have a wonderful princess indeed in hand at Summer Lyric Theater at Tulane for the Once Upon a Mattress production that they're doing right now for Summer Lyric. And again, they've taken the covers off this majestic work. It's regal, it's royal, and again, I would recommend it very highly. The star of this wonderful little gem, of course, is the Princess Winifred herself, Leslie Clavery, whose voice soars to stately stature. I would say that it's not exactly what you'd expect from a princess who swims the moat, but again, she does an impeccable job. Her singing is full of charm and grace. She's joined on stage by Prince Dauntless, a play to comedic perfection by Sean Patterson. And of course, this entire production is directed by the firm but gentle hand of Ricky Graham, sort of like one of those mattresses. The cast is splendid with beautiful performances by Leslie's real-life husband, who you see there. Keith Clavery as the vainglorious Sir Harry, and Maggie Windler as Lady Larkin, his love interest. Also with a very important role is Ashley Smitherman Lemler, who plays the evil queen. And she's intent on keeping her son away from the clawing hands or paws of that princess. Her onstage husband is the wonderfully mute Michael Sullivan, you see there, who at left, who's not actually able to utter a single word for most of the work, but he's fantastic, a really gifted actor who moves things along. And finally, a big shout out to the minstrel, played there by Kevin T. Murphy, another great singer and comedic actor who was Shrek, if you remember, at Rivertown Repertory's production of Rivertown last year. Once again, I cannot recommend this more highly. It's again another continuing in the series of great works that they have at Summer Lyric Theater. If you get a chance to get out there, please do see it. You will be very happy. For those of you who are shy, I will tell you, it will make you feel happily ever after, okay? Now, meanwhile, right on the Tulane campus, right across the way in the Lupin Theater, the New Orleans Shakespeare Festival is taking the wraps off its latest work, and that, of course, they're hosting a work that is not Shakespeare. This is a little unusual for them. It is indeed Oscar Wilde's The Importance of Being Earnest. The story of mixed-up identities has proven to be probably the playwright's most enduring work. And the cast of players should prove to be quite something to see, including the amazing James Bartell. It should be quite worthwhile, and I would recommend you getting over there to see it. Again, keep in mind the fact that there's going to be very limited parking on campus due to the fact that 2 productions will be on. 7:30 is the time for The Importance of Being Earnest. 8 o'clock is the time for the summer lyric production. So you're going to have to get there a little bit early this time and make sure that you get a good parking spot. Now, we're going to move on to a couple of things that are happening now in theater. Some new production companies. First off, I wanted to talk about the Lioness Production Company. This is being formed by, a great actress that we have here, Idella. If you remember, she's been around a number of things. One of the things that we wanted to mention is that she's got a production company.
Adela the storyteller.
Adela Gautier was supposed to be in the production, but she was not able to. This is Idella Johnson.
Oh, okay.
So what happened was Idella formed this production company called Lioness 23 Theater Initiative, and essentially what's happened is that this is a new production company. She's heading up in production with Anne McQueen's Riding Haley's Comet. This is a production that is brand new, and I want to make everybody aware that it's going to be at Mid-City Theater. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. It's a production that is going to benefit the National Mental Health Alliance, and again, known as National Alliance of Mental Health. Those of you who get a chance to go over there, it's going to be from the 10th through the 19th. Again, we remind everybody that some great people in there. Troy Bechet is going to be in it, among other people. Martin Batts Bradford, who's been on several productions recently. So we remind you about that coming on. And wanted to also, do a little shout out to another production that's in the Bywater. This is The Tempest. Now, there's a fellow in this Tempest play that I seem to recognize his name by the name of George Sanchez. Ever heard of him, Paul?
Once or twice, yes.
In any event, this is the newest work that's going to be at the Ironworks on Piety Street, which is in the Bywater. And again, Shakespeare was there last, as I recall, for Titus Andronicus, probably the bloodiest of Shakespearean plays. But this is going to play through the 18th of July at the old Ironworks. Again, a lot of these little production companies are coming up with their little plays now and their particular productions. I think it's wonderful to see all this. Again, we want to remind everybody to check that out at the old Ironworks, and that's their
Okay, we're
site.
almost out of town. Very quickly, your last.
Great Beast Sidewalk Sale of Plays is going to be happening through July the 14th at the Old Marquee. There are 3 different plays all outside. And don't forget about the JPAS auditions coming up this weekend. And last but not least, there's going to be a big fundraising party on the 26th and the 27th at the Old Marquee too.
Okay.
Check that out as well.
Thank you so much. And now, though, it's time for Picks of the Week here. First up, Nell.
I am back to Bastille Day Fete, but one thing I didn't mention is at 2 o'clock tomorrow, Spanish Plaza, is the French Dog Contest.
Okay, that'll be
and
fun.
little dogs, big dogs are dressed up, and so are many of their owners. And it's a contest, and it's as
How
cute
fun.
as it can be.
Poppy.
Just a couple of spots left to have the Butcher's Breakfast with Madame Begay and me next Friday and Saturday. 5 courses, $50, 2 Jacques Restaurant.
Paul.
John Boutte at DBA.
All right, when?
Saturday night.
Okay.
Church early.
All right, here
I
we go.
wanted to
sir.
acknowledge the passing of Gerald Stroop, the tenor, who we knew here in New Orleans. He passed
Very
away this
sorry
last
to
week. And
hear
also,
that.
everybody who wants to get out, go check out Pinocchio at the Patchwork Players they're having at the Lanyap stage at Rivertown Theater.
Okay, thank you. And now my picks. I want to congratulate Big Frida on the release of his new book, God Save the Queen Diva, this week. It's available for purchase at all local bookstores and online. Visit bigfrida.com for more info. The running of the bulls takes place bright and early tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. sharp in the Warehouse District. Visit nolabulls.com to see the entire route. And Sunday is the 6th annual Ernest Hemingway Celebration and Talent Contest and Look-alike at Maison on Frenchman, with brunch starting at 11 a.m., performances at 11:30, and the Look-alike contest actually at 12:30. More on that may also be found at nolabulls.com. Matt Lemler Singers New Orleans Jazz Revival presents the 70s show. That's Monday evening at Cafe Istanbul on St. Claude Avenue. And you can visit Matt's website to learn more about that. David Spielman will be signing his new book, The Katrina Decade, Images of an Altered City. That's next Wednesday evening, July 15th at the Historic New Orleans Collection over on Royal Street. And the Acula Foundation presents their fundraiser, A Night Out with Acula. That's next Friday, July 17th, and the foundation supports many causes, including Camp Swan, which provides nature settings to help children cope with the loss of a loved one. Tickets for the fundraiser at Southport Music Hall are $25 or $40 per couple and may be purchased at the door or by calling 881-0452. And now we have more from Opera Creole with the folk tune Itan Patat. Thank you all so much, and thank you for watching. Good night.
Sweet.